Okay, the recording is on now. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. This is a sisterhood supporting each other and a safe space to grow. So this morning, our presenter is Marla Koupal, and she will be talking about AI, how do you humanize your AI, crafting how do you craft your message so it doesn't sound like a machine? We all, whether we like it or not, AI is in our lives. So, and I love this topic. Last week, Angie talked about AI, the pros and cons, and the benefits, and also, you have to be careful with it. But today, we're making AI into more human, so that you don't feel like a machine is talking to you. So with that, Marla, tell us a little bit about your background and how did you end up, you're using AI extensively, I gather. And why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well,
And please,
yeah.
please leave about 15, 20 minutes at the end for Q&A. Thank you, Marla.
Okay, sure. So I'm Marla Koupal. I've been in sales for 55 years. So yes, since I'm 19, I've been doing sales. So I love to teach sales skills from the sense of not the traditional that you see out there in the books all the time, but how do you create a buying space? Well, when AI came out, it's been really interesting, and I'm working with there's a group of us. We have a team of coaches. We do a one-stop shop coaching, so anybody in social media can get any of their needs met. So I do the sales part, and we have marketing parts. And my team developed a book called Humanizing Your AI. And it's really how you give all the instructions to the systems to be sure that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted for it to really represent you fully. So that's not all my background, but my background is business. My background is communications. I'm always trying to help people figure out how they can make their messaging better, improve that person-to-person connection that's out there. And in this world we live in, it's a telling world where everybody believes that if you create a lot of marketing and you tell them and tell them and tell them, that eventually they'll buy. And that's not how it works. There's marketing, which gets everybody's attention. It's about pain and it's about the problem. But when you get their attention, you now have to shift to what is their desire. What is it that they desire to purchase? Some people are willing to put up with their pain and their problems. So you may not always have a buyer in front of you just because they have a pain or a problem. So I'm always trying to make those distinctions. So AI is the same thing. It can cut through any distinctions in which you have a unique point of view. You really feel that your message is just 1 degree off of somebody else's, and AI is going to help you get that exacting message out there. I've been in sales since I was 19. Well, you got to figure out, I've gotten into a consistency. I use the same terms to describe it when I'm training. Well, every once in a while I go out to AI and I say, look, I need to flavor this a little bit differently. I still want the core of my message to be the same, but give me some other analogies that I might be able to use, and consider that my audience is in their 30s and 40s, not in my age group. So I need to have contemporary examples, not things that are ancient. Okay, so it's one of those tools that if we don't get on board with using it, so I am speaking of 2 types of tools. I'm talking about AI, which is ChatGPT and other systems like that help you create the written content and ideas and images. And then there's automation systems where your communication is taken over, where people are, like Ansha was explaining last week, where we can go into Engager and we can go in and comment on people automatically, which might free up 2 or 3 hours of time a day. So AI is about us leveraging time. And actually, no matter what our experiences are, we all know that anytime modernization comes along, there's always the heebie-jeebies about it. But again, it's a statement that if we don't play, we won't be in the game very long. And that's just, to me, the way we look at it. So because I'm that pragmatic, then I obviously jumped on board. And I've been using ChatGPT probably for a couple of years, however long that's been. I've been using my automated systems for 18 months. And what you get to see is a lot of improvement. So today I just want to go through a few things about how you humanize, and I'm going to pull a screen up if I can share. Am I able to share? Oh my gosh,
You should, yeah.
I just lost what I had. Okay, let me get it up here now. Sorry for the delay. And if you have questions, you can put them in chat, but I'll get to.
I can't hear you, Marla. I think you're muted.
I'm glad you said that. I thought it was my computer.
You're still muted. Technology, huh?
You know, it's a good problem to have, because without technology, we wouldn't be here sitting together. And it's always a good problem to have.
It's true. It's just during COVID, Zoom just took over. Here we are. We get to meet, globally from anywhere, really.
Uh-huh. And you're still muted,
Okay.
Marla.
No, I had to stop share to try to get the button. Sorry, it's like I've never had that problem before. So let me see if I can bring up the screen without hitting the mute button, which I'm not even too sure how that occurred. But let me go to here. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, we got that one handled. Let me go in here again to Canva Pro. But what I was trying to say was that in the 60s, we all remember, those of us who've been around a while, remember the movie Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Well, the word in that movie was what, you guys? Plastics. Sandra got it. I read her lips. And so the word was plastics. And sorry, I'm still waiting for this to come up. And then the word now in 2024 is streamline. And that is why we're using AI, is to streamline. I mean, if you're all like me, where you grew up on a typewriter, not even an electric one, then obviously, excuse me, I'm really having some clicking problem. I cannot talk and do this. Whew. All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so anyway, the reason we're using AI is to streamline. And what I wanted to say is just to humanize it, here's some components that you always want to think about so you're consistent. Now, if you are paying for ChatGPT, you can go in and set up what you call consistent prompts. So let's say you're marketing your services, or you're marketing a network marketing company, or you're doing something else. You can go in and load it with all the information about your products, your services, your coaching, whatever. And then when you want to write something that's relative to what you are doing, you go in and you pull up that particular GPT, and then you set the scene. So you always want to set the scene for ChatGPT, let them know the content and background information. Well, you can have some of that preloaded because you don't want to do it every time. You're going to frame your questions so that they encourage detailed responses. So you don't just say, tell me about, you go and say, how would I share step by step with someone, certain things that are going on. Specify the tone. Do you want it to be professional, enthusiastic, playful, humorous, whatever. So the tone is really, so the worry that people have about not sounding human-like is that you just don't give it enough instructions. So when we give it enough instructions, and also think of the authors that you like and appreciate in your world, the ones that you've read, like they write. So there's many times I go in and I do things and I say, I want it to sound more, I want it to be structured similar to a Seth Godin response. My God, you guys, I'm sorry, I'm hitting the buttons just all over the place. Sorry, I'm messing with your eyeballs. So when you set up a tone, imagine, here's some suggestions. Imagine you're a friendly and enthusiastic tour guide. Can you describe the Grand Canyon to me? That's a way you can go in and make a request. And it's going to sound, because we told it, it's friendly, it's enthusiastic, and it's a tour guide. We gave it 3 clues as to how to have a personality, okay? So it's not going to be something nasty. Professional tone, you're an experienced financial advisor. Explain the benefits of a diversified investment portfolio. So this one is going to be a little dry, but we could come back later when we get the example that we want. We can come back later and say, well, I'd like you to shift this or adjust this or make me sound more friendly. And it'll take the same content again, maybe add in some more, shift the tone. So if you play with these for a while, you're going to be just really fascinated with what you're going to get. Now, here's an enhanced prompt that I use. And this prompt, I've got to diminish your screen so I can see it. This prompt is one that I use for me in some of my automatic engagement AI. So I automatically go out and post to people's posts on Facebook. I automatically go out and solicit engagement with people that I don't know. It's a very structured system that I'm using. But I told it, you are an AI assistant designed to generate authentic, engaging responses for sales and customer interactions, embodying the persona of a seasoned sales professional with 50 years of experience. And then I gave my experience and I gave what it is I teach. The user is an expert in creating buying spaces and building long-term customer relationships. So it goes on like this, and it represents me very well. I just had someone yesterday tell me that my posts are some of the most authentic she's seen from an automation system. So now there's more to it. I have it's about a page and a half of content where I tell it the key objectives, where I give it other things, but those instructions are in the, I have a book called Humanizing AI. The link is in the chat. And you can get that and it'll walk you through all the steps, because there's more than just this that we have to do. But there are systems out there. Now I use another system called Ruby AI. When I go into IntelliChat, it gives me, they're called large language models. So ChatGPT is a large language model. There are others called Claude and other names. So I get my choices. What I'm showing you here is something called personify. So what I can come in here to personify, and I'm not going to, I can show it later if we have time, but notice on the left, I have created a number of different characteristics for different customer bases. This means that if I come in and poke this one here, when I'm coming into IntelliChat, it will craft content for that particular customer base. If I come down and use another one, because my favorite one's on the bottom, I'm going to create content for that. So the savvy solopreneur will have just enough adjustments to it that content's going to be just a little different. It's going to have a different tone. It's focused more on men than women. So it makes the adjustments for me. So for me to have those preset and ready to go really helps me manage my content. Now, it's never perfect the first time out, because of course I want more of my stamp on it. So that either sends me back to how do I give better instructions. So it's a learning curve. It's not an overnight thing, but we do get to the point where we really get kind of happy. I mean, I'm an English major. Editing is hard for me because I'm a top of mind thinker, and putting it down on paper and making it sound right. Well, I can just go into either of these systems and I can be a top of mind thinker, and they actually organize me. And so, hey, who doesn't want organization? I'll take it every day. So then,
Marla,
yeah.
for people who are not using this right now, is this an add-on software that you actually purchase, or
Yes.
can you
So
kind of walk us through so that we know what you're doing here?
yeah, so well, I was going to pull it up live if we have time. So I'm trying to kind of race to get the humanizing part done. But I do like to show my toys. IntelliChat is where I can go in and pick any platform, Ruby, ChatGPT, Claude. There's a number of what they call large language programs. And there's even, I just listened to Todd Alt the other day. He is a billionaire who's creating something called Ask ROI, Ask ROI, which is about research and return on investment. So all of these large language models are just sucking up information and books and everything, so that there's resources out there. You can go in and say, I'd like something that sounds like Napoleon Hill, and it will be able to do that. So the modules are, this is what I'm going to pull it up and show you later, but really what you want to do is to get your personify, your customer, your focus, your audience, and then you're going to go in here and ask it to create the content. And then you can come in and ask it to create images. These are images that I've created using the system so that it will accommodate a post or whatever. So I am going to do this, Rainey, but I'm going to come back to do that and just get this piece done. So here's the deal. Just remember this image here. Who, give it instructions. So who are you writing it for? Who, how do you want to instruct it to write? What are the subtasks you're giving it? Does it need to make a chart? Does it need to make a checklist? Does it need to do any breakout things that you want to have as examples in there? So you could use this to write chapters of a book, or at least do a rough outline. Then if you want examples, tell it to give examples. So lots of times when I ask it to write a blog with my perspective, if I don't ask it to give examples, it just sounds nothing burger. There's no depth to it. So I situationally set it up to give me examples for certain scenarios, and it does a really good job. I might modify them, but it's fine. And then review. So these are the things that you're going to have to do in order to make it human and have your flavor. So just some of the tips that we get. You want to use personal stories, but here's, you might tell it to incorporate anecdotes, but you're going to come in and say, can you write this as if you're sharing it personally? And imagine you're telling your best friend. Well, imagine you're telling your best friend is going to get you a different tone in the message as opposed to tell your business partner something. So you want as many things as you can to help it distinguish how you want. You tell it to use conversational tones. If you ask it to incorporate humor, explain a funny twist or a joke, like maybe a limerick or whatever, but keep it clean. Show empathy. You can teach it to do that. You can teach it to incorporate questions, to use metaphors. You can ask it to express certain emotions or not to express certain emotions. Tailor the responses to a story or a memory that you gave it. So again, it works only off of what you give it. So the detailed instructions increase the humanity. So think about feelings, colloquialisms, descriptive words, uses of pauses, imperfect grammar, regionalisms, mimic human pace and tone. Everything here, and there's even a bigger list in the Break the Code book, and that link again is in the chat. You can take this anywhere you want it to go. It's doing fascinating things. And you still have your identity. You have control over this and you're not there. So this Ruby is completely different because what mostly people are doing is they're buying this program here, this program here, this program there, and they don't have one house to go to. So they're jumping from Canva Pro to ChatGPT to their blog to their website, and here you can create all your content. So, and the reason people are using AI, content creation is heavy. They're going to have to hire somebody if they're doing a lot. They miss engagements because they're so busy doing the grind. It's going to keep us out of being competitive. Manual work, we all know the pain of that. And then loss of market relevance. I think that the world is expecting everybody to be as efficient as they are. And if we aren't using some form of communications that's going to help people really relate to us or get things back from us in a faster manner than they're used to, that could ultimately affect us all. So I can show you Ruby if you'd like right now, just to show you a little bit of how it operates. Is that something you still would like to do?
Yeah, let's ask a few. Let me see, what time is it? So we do
It's
have time.
25 after.
Yeah. Let's ask the group. Do we want to know like who is using AI right now, and are you interested in, like I am interested in finding out how is this like a plugin or is this
No,
so maybe just real quickly just kind of go into the background and how you install this and what it is and how much does it cost?
It's actually a website. You can come in and let me see. Okay. I gotta get to where I can get to my screen because I thought I had it and I don't. I had it up for us this morning. I just messed with it. Is a website. It is a company and it has fees of you can come in as low as 15 a month for a user, but the challenge is you're probably going to run out of operating space, meaning you get so much content that you can develop from that. So I'd carry the premium package and can go in, as you will see here in a minute, and you will see all my, you get credits.
So it's
and you get
Ruby. So
words.
basically if you just Google Ruby, it's pretty much.
No, you won't get Ruby. I put the link in the thing. Ruby by itself is not going to do it. It is a subset of a company called Flex. So when you come in here, and Anch is using this also, and IntelliChat is where I come in here, and it takes a while when you're on Zoom for this stuff to come. So it's running multiple systems. So I come in here and I can choose any large language model I want. So I can choose that, I can choose Claude, I can choose any of these to create my content. I have modules in here. Now, this is really great for those of you who are course creators, content creators. You can come down, if you're dietitians, if you're health and wellness, there's all sorts of modules in here where you can come in and write multi-day meal plans, weight loss strategies. You can come down into real estate. There's all sorts of modules that where the instructions are pre-written, you fill in the blanks and it gives you more of what you want. So you're not as limited as to what your own imagination can do. So you can come in here, develop a business plan. So these modules are what make Ruby very, very distinctive. Then you come in here and you choose one of the customer bases that you have. So let's say that I just picked this one right now. Then I can select a voice. What voice would I like to use today? Well, I really just want to make this an efficiency-based conversation. And what tone would I like to have? Well, I'd like this to be sort of practical today. So now I come down here where you have the box that I'm in right now, and you type in all the instructions you'd like it to have. So now it's playing off of what you preloaded with your customer, and it's allowing you to create your content. That content will come up for you, And what is also great is all your previous content holds over here in the side. So you can go back and see it. You don't have to save it on your system. And you're in control. You can come in here and give it any website you want, any document you want. So it's always going to be working from the content you fed it. So it actually becomes a big receptacle for you to be able to hold on to your content. And then if you have standard prompts that you want to use, you can set those up. Personify, like I said, is where you set up all your customer profiles. And the virtual studio is what everybody really loves. So let me ask you, how many of you are doing videos on Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and you're adding music? How many of you are adding music? Nope. Well, if you add music, you can be doing faceless videos and the music gets it, but there's a problem. If you use the music off of Facebook, TikTok may not have the copyright for that, and so on and so on. So actually you can come in here and load up your, I can't do it because it takes too long. You load up your lyrics. So you ask the thing to help you with the lyrics. If there's no lyrics, that's fine. You can come in here and just choose. You can just choose the sound that you want to hear, whether it's bluegrass or whatever. This is your copyrighted music. So I have a lot of people that are doing meditations for healing. And they're creating their own music here and putting them out on the things to sell, and they will never have a copyright issue.
Wow, so Marla, this is basically a cloud-based content creator.
Yeah.
That you can use it to create music, to create book, or create any content you want. This is awesome. So let's
Yeah.
open it up.
Well,
Marla,
Antje has something too. Yeah.
yeah, let's just go ahead and open it up for Q&A. We'll start with Angie. Go ahead.
I just want to really highly recommend this. And I want to point out why you want to pay for subscription AI when you have a package like this and do not want to go for free. ChatGPT, you don't have to pay for it. Okay, that's okay. But anything else, all right? Now, listening to Marla, and I'm using part of the products that Marla is using, you know, we kind of reconnected there. But listening to her, I'm already like half the stuff I don't understand. And this is why you want to have a paid service where you have people and that can explain it to you and break it down. Because once you're in it, you're in it. And you can start slow and everything gets explained to you from a human point of view. And it makes it easy and easy and easy. So the music part, a friend of mine, we're launching a business in the Philippines and we're creating our own brand songs. Do you know how cool that is? Okay. And I haven't gotten one for Consciousness Elevator yet, but I'm playing in my mind already. And when I sit down, I will have a Consciousness Elevator theme song. How cool is that? And you know what? If you do it together with somebody like Marla, who knows the system, and I do it with my friend, 25 minutes, and I have my song. This is absolutely amazing, and it really can take your business from business to automated superpower. So that's all I want to know, because I love it, as you were when you were listening last week, and it is real, it is authentic, and it's a VA, it's assistant that works for me when I want it to work for me.
Right. I've trained employees. Let me tell you, I'd rather train this system because it's really hard to get somebody to respond like I'd like them to respond because the confidence level isn't there or whatever else. So this is great. I'll shut up. Go ahead.
How much do you pay for this package that you
I pay
have?
$50 a month.
I
Okay.
pay
And
15.
She's paying 15. I pay 50 because I want to just go mess around and flow it in. And it is one of my business things. And so I'm bringing in people who are buying bigger packages. So I'm taking that one so that I can.
So Angie, you're paying
Canadian?
15. You said
Marla,
you're
is
paying
that
15.
Canadian or US?
This is US.
That's what I thought.
What they give you is what I get every month. is I get 250,000 words. So every time I write something, it doesn't literally count the words, but like each document I create, it might cost me 3 words. You know, I've got an oversupply, right? But if I want to write a book, it's there. And then the 15 launches got so many words. Also,
What do you get
but
for
not as many.
15, Angie?
You get a basic, and because I am using other parts which we haven't spoken today more, this is why for me the 15 is okay to start. When you start fully with the music, then I will go, I think the next is 25,
25,
because Marilise is my friend. She's the buff in the music. So 25. The bottom line is it's easy to get started, and once you know your basics, you can upgrade at any given time. I haven't done the music yet. The moment it goes with the music, I will go up on 25, and that's worth it.
So here's the deal. Customers are paying 15 and 25. If you are a distributor and you share it with your friends, you can get the $25 package for $20 because you're a distributor. You can get the $55 package for $50 if you're a distributor. So they give the distributors a better deal than they do the customers. So if you want to, so you can ask me the questions about it. All the information's over there, but let's ask questions about humanizing or anything.
That is so cool. Tamara, I saw your hands up.
Wow, this is so cool. A lot of it is way above my head, so I'm gonna have a couple of times, I'm sure. But can you put your book link in the not into the chat part, but into our website, the Coffee Club website, so that I can grab it in a couple of days, because I'm getting ready to go out of town.
It's in there.
Okay.
It's at the top already. I can repeat it and put it down at the bottom, but it's called Break the Code, Humanizing AI. So I just put it down there again, along with the Ruby link, pardon me, and my phone number and a calendar in case you want to talk and pick brains and walk through.
Wow. So if you want to
Consternation.
write a book, it probably has the format that can help you write a book.
It does, or you could just, I would say what it doesn't do is it doesn't write lengthy. So you go in thinking chapter or segments, and then you're still going to have to put it together. But it is also a great editor. So I've written many blogs and they seem kind of dry. And I go out and say, write this like Alex Hormozy would, who's a big marketer. And
Oh, that's
it's a little
so cool.
fiery, you know. It's like I get to have my balance. I go back between the two of them and fix it so that it sounds like me. But
Yeah,
I didn't have to put my creative on, which
that
is
is
just
so cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Think about
Carol,
email
I saw
too.
your hands up.
No, I was just putting some notes up on my on my cabinet too, so I can remember.
Yeah, but for people who are really, well, what do you think of this?
I use it all the time. Like, so today, Thursday is my writing block for my upcoming newsletter. And so what I do is I go into ChatGPT and I have very clear commands because I have a 4-week cycle. So each week I'm focusing on different things, different focuses, ramping up, and I'm going back to week 1. And so I put in, like I'll say, you know, I want it, write me an email for each day this week, make it no longer than 60 seconds average reading speed, because it's 60 seconds to better health. I say, focus it around with the 5 pillars of health. So I have Monday is, Monday's mindset, Tuesday's nutrition, so on and so forth. And it's like amazing. And I'll put, preface the subject with 60 seconds to your best health. And the more specific you are, the better. And of course, I use it as a framework, but then I put in my own personality, because I do write. I don't want to lose my ability to write. So I inject my writing, my stories into the letter. And then if I want to get really fancy, then I'll say, look at this as a marketing pro, rate it from 1 to 10 and recommend improvements. And so that was I learned that you learn these little things along the way. It's such a powerful tool. And then here's something that you can do. So I take the newsletter and then I said, okay, great. Now give me 5 Canva posts for, and I always use Instagram because that's the limit, because then I know it's within the framework of number of words. So I say create 5 succinct Canva posts with recommendations for illustrations, like how to lay it out using my brand, because I have my bio and everything fed into my ChatGPT. And then it gives me 5 Canva posts that correspond. So I'm repurposing what I've already done. And then it lays out those 5 Canva posts. And then I just go in and I schedule it in the Canva content creator. And I schedule it for the entire week for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And it's like boom, 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 done. Now I've fallen off the wagon for the last few weeks. I've just got a lot of things going on, so I'm jumping back on today because getting that consistent content out there is like Marla was saying, like it's just so important to get that energetic, that algorithm energy going out. There's a guy I follow on Instagram, and he always takes an entire month off during the summer every year. But he said, but if I don't, so he has his team working on content to put out every day. Otherwise they come back and it's a slog getting back into the algorithm. So it's, yeah, so it's just, man, I tell you, it's just, I'm a one-man band, you know, like Bert in Mary Poppins. And it's just been such a relief. It's like having a personal assistant, you know, I'm still using my brain, but it just takes out all the, just the mediocre stuff that you have to deal with. So I love it.
It's a personal assistant and a graphic designer.
Yes.
And
yes.
a scheduler.
Yes.
And yeah. And so
and content creator.
right. So
and I have Canva Pro and it's totally worth it. Like I try to be fussy. Now that I know more what I'm doing, I try to be fussy about, but that what is it called? Rob, I want to call it Robbie.
Ruby AI.
Ruby AI. Yeah.
It's really very,
that looks...
it opens up the artistic field for sure. But
yeah.
But by using multiple language models also, you can vary up your quality.
Yeah, and that's what I do with, like, I'll say, talk like Corinne Crabtree, who's someone I follow, or talk like what's her name? Julie, what's her name? She's like a super fit chick. I just saw her in an interview. But anyway, yeah. So I'll take these gurus that I follow and say, put it in the in the voice of such and such, and it's and then it's great because it kind of gives that flavor. I said, but then I'll say, but make it fun like me. Because I like to use emojis. I like to keep it light. And although I find it's not really great with sense of humor, like when I say, make this, make this, and I'm like, I have to be funny all on my own. But I can do that, so that's fine.
So Mo, what are you using? Are you using the GPT or are you using the Ruby?
No, I'm just using ChatGPT right now, but you got my earballs up when you said when you're creating a course, because I'm in Amy Porterfield's digital course academy, and I know she has a whole step-by-step process, which is what drew me in. And so I'm really excited about that. But I like that it had that course component in there. So that definitely.
Well, there's just a lot of people who don't know how to structure things. So all those modules help people structure something. So it actually is helping people who might feel limited no longer be limited. But Carol's
I've been doing this a while. So don't feel like you don't know, because I've just been going to different things and learning different things. And I have business coaches and I've paid a lot of money to know this. So anything that I can offer, pro bono, I'm super happy, because I just feel like, my number 5 mantra is winning is contagious. When I help others win, I win too. So I'm a firm believer in that. So anything you can do there. Thank you.
Yeah, this is so awesome, because like a lot of us entrepreneurs, you're on your own, and you're creating a personal assistant, a content creator, and all your messages on a daily basis, like Mo is saying, it's her course. Your blog or your whatever newsletter, it can help you create this. So awesome. Carol, you have your hands up.
Yes, I wasn't ready earlier, but I just wanted to say this is mind-blowing. It's really an eye-opener. I feel I have been slogging away painfully. I mean, I did get Chat GPT or some form of that a few weeks ago, but before that, I have really been slogging away painfully. I'm a good writer, but I am a slow writer.
Right.
And as I'm stuck there in my office writing and painfully getting out my heart and my essence and my message, the rest of the world is passing me by, and I actually have had to miss out on social opportunities, which is um, uh, counter. It's counter to what I need to do. And I lately I hired a VA, and she doesn't even. I had to because I didn't have all of this knowledge, and I had to sort of leave her on her own a bit. And I would say that the effectiveness and my satisfaction was 50% because I didn't have the time to cue her into what's important to me, what voice, don't do this, don't do that. I would have had to invest a lot of time to do that verbally on Zoom or whatever. So I am very appreciative of this. And I know what, as soon as my retreat is over on November 10th, I know what I need to do. I need to delve into this for
Well,
sure.
and you load it up with the content that you've already prepared so that it really does take on your persona. And so employees who necessarily can't assimilate information well, or they just don't get your essence, you can actually share your essence with Chat or with Ruby much more easily. And if you feel like, okay, it's not quite getting this, then that's where you talk to those of us who are using it, because there's probably just one or two tweaks or requests you need to make in order to have it just totally come in to be you. I was amazed at how it trained up for me. I'm impressed.
Wow.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
you can literally write a book in a week if you already have in your head the outline. I mean, this is crazy. Sandra.
Well, this is just amazing. My marketing guy had just gotten me over onto HARPA, so I'm realizing I haven't explored it very much, and but I have been exploring AI and using that. So I had started out with ChatGPT. There's a Lindsay Maloney, I think is the name. I signed up for a course with her, and she had, some of them were $7 and some of them were $27, and then she's got her $3,000 and $4,500 one-on-ones and so on. But she's like, I didn't understand it, and it looks just like your modules that you've got there. That's what she's got. So you go to take your course that you bought, the $7 one, and the other ones are grayed out and saying, here's what you have access to. So I can really see it. I have one that's already a divorce course. I haven't got any place I'm putting it. So this is just really exciting. I'm glad that, I can start at 15 and move over to the higher one and so on, because it's I go down rabbit holes. So if I get too much, I'm going to be buried.
This is so exciting.
Yeah. My question, I guess, instead of my chatter, is that how are you getting customers out of that? Clients?
How am I getting Ruby AI clients?
Are you out? No, but you want to do your one-on-one and your training of your own work.
Well, I'm blending. My whole thing is communications center.
Yes.
So I promote myself now as sales skills and AI solutions, because everybody needs to meet more people. And so both the things that I do, whether it's the content creation with Ruby, is designed to keep communicating with people, as well as all of the automation I'm using to engage with people, so that I'm meeting more people, I'm getting into more groups. So I've blown up what they call the normal daily method of operation by using my automation. And that's what I wrote my song about. It was how it really came out really well. It's a 3-minute thing. I'd have to send it to you in an email, and so you'd have to send me your email because I can't do it in Messenger. But it's was all about the pain of the daily method of operation. You got to do the birthdays and you got to do this. I've got all of those automated.
Can you
And
play it for us?
I can't.
Okay.
By the time I get it pulled up here via Zoom, it
Okay.
will delay. But
Okay.
if I believe I have your email, I can.
I think
send
you might have,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So
But that's all
exciting.
really exciting. So, yeah, I'll get in touch with you
Thank
and
you.
answer along the way. Thanks.
Thank
Okay.
you, Sandra. And Carol, did I cut you off? Are you done with your
I'm
question?
I'm done. No, I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyone else with any questions or curiosity? Edit, what do you think about this?
Well, thank you for the presentation, Marla. This is
Thanks.
all new to me. I have never heard anything like this ever before. So I'm like looking this way, that way, you know, how to orient myself. So everything is on this, like last week's presentation and today's presentation is all new for me. So yeah, I
Well,
don't really have
yeah.
much to say other than like I'm sitting in a world of wonder right now. What else is,
Yeah.
what is available out there, you know, for us to use?
And this
use
is
it
the
in
new
a
coffee chat.
friendly,
Yeah,
you know,
friendly
this-
manner.
Yeah,
Yes, I
this
love
is
this.
is the future. It's not going to go away. It's been around
Mhm.
a long time. It just hasn't come down to our user level
Yes,
until say the
yes.
last couple of years.
Mhm.
And so anybody who's out there using it now, you're going to see more and more of the products come around. I do want to say one thing. This will tweak a few of you that were here last week, and I did hear people with their concerns about it. You know, there could be risks, but I don't think there's going to be risks for us. The risks in AI would be higher up, somebody else using it to try to change the face of history or whatever. But we, for our daily purposes, staying in business, being in business, remaining vital, and just not slogged down, that's where it is. And you're not in the US, right, Eddie?
I'm in Canada. I'm in Toronto.
You're in Canada, because for some reason I had you over in
Me
France. It will work with foreign languages.
Oh, that's
Not sure,
wonderful.
I've not had to go out and look at it, but a lot of people go in and say, I want this in French, or I want this in.
So then,
So you'd have to
to
test
get
that. I
this-
haven't.
oh, sorry. So Marla, to get this Ruby AI, one would have to go through this Flexi Marla
Well,
thingy?
Yeah, if
Is
you
that
go
it?
in there, you're gonna get two options. The $15 will give you the basic program so that you
Mhm.
can test it out, try it out.
Mhm.
If you spend $20, you're going to get, and it will actually make you a distributor, but what you're gonna get is more words, more images. But go into the small, test it, get it going, see where you are. And then anybody who comes in, you know, I offer support.
Okay, so what I'm asking is to get to Ruby AI, I have to go through this Flexi.ai,
Well,
which is something over your affiliate link or something?
yeah, that's my affiliate link.
Okay.
And my Flex was the original name of the company. Then
Okay.
Ruby AI is their product. Now,
Mhm.
and really the guy's out of Oklahoma. He's brilliant. I got to tell you, all the tech people I'm playing with are in Texas and Oklahoma. They're all good old boy cowboys. Yeah, they got tech down. So, but I'm sorry. Yes, it's very easy to use. It's just, so they have a higher up company, you know how companies are, and then they create a brand name for one thing, I think with the intention of creating a brand name for something else. So that's why you see the two.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Fascinating. Mo, I saw you were trying to say something. You,
Oh no, I was saying that, yeah, Texas, down here in Texas, we're very savvy and
yeah,
Canadian.
yeah, yeah.
I got all the good things going on. Canadian,
Yeah.
Texas.
I'm loving this. This is awesome. Jessica, are you using this or what are your thoughts?
Hi, everybody. Sorry. I am I'm not using any of the AI. I just actually put something, sorry, my brain is scrambled because of my bronchitis.
Oh,
I just put something into Chat GPT yesterday. I wish I could remember what it was, but I mean, it is the wave of the future. There's no doubt about it. It is amazing at automating things, streamlining things, making things easier. So I could totally understand the enthusiasm about it. Absolutely. It's magic. So, and I appreciate this information. It's very helpful. I think the secret that, that everybody talks about is the prompts. You just have
Mhm.
to, that's where the learning curve is in the prompts. You know, and you just get better and better and better at it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's just easy. It's an automation process. It's machine learning. It's like, think about that you're talking to a machine and it's just cranking out exactly what you tell it. So the more specific you can be, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate the talk very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm sorry I can't be more present.
Well, I'm sending you energy and a lot of orange light to your
Yeah,
wings.
get well soon.
Um,
Lisa. Okay,
Yeah,
go
I was
ahead.
gonna say homeschool moms can use this too, because they can go in and write lesson plans. So they can go
It's
in and ask
incredible.
it to write lesson
Yeah.
plans for the kids and points, and then tell me how to put this project together for them to make something or whatever. So it's, I'm not thinking about that for me, but I keep thinking of some of my younger audience that that's a critical thing for people to do, is to make homeschooling easier.
Yeah. Even for personal use, itinerary or whatever, it's really helpful.
Travel itinerary, sure.
Yes, travel itinerary. Mo?
I'm thinking of all the things I use it for. And then something else is when you have a difficult question from a client and you don't know how to respond, I will take that question and say, I want a gentle but assertive yet affirming response to this message. And because I'll just trip over my words and I'll overthink it. And I've had some really great success with that, y'all. And it's like everybody wins
Oh.
because they're getting a succinct response, and I'll say, ask questions, make it open-ended, that kind of thing. So the more specific you are, the better it'll work with you. And you can just keep saying like, okay, that's good. Give me another version. Like you can do a revert, a redo. And so it's really helped me with some difficult, even with like family members who are a little, I want to say difficult, but so coming up with diplomatic responses, it's been great to kind of navigate uncertain waters. So
Yeah, it can do pretty much everything. We have 4 more minutes. It's 7:57 actually. So there are a few people who haven't had a chance, so let's go there first. Lisa, do you have any questions or comments or?
Yeah, hi, I'm trying to get my camera on. Oops, a little fuzzy. There it is. Hi. I'm appreciating this chat. I have been using ChatGPT cautiously. I'm like trepidatious. Like yes, I hear it's amazing, and then I think, what is this? We're all going to be amazing content creators,
Yeah.
but whose information are we really using? And what does this
Yours.
turn the world into? And how do you make money from this if everybody can create content, if you are able to Google and follow the instructions? So I'm sad and excited at the same time. I mean, I love the access to the information, but I think, what the hell are we on the cusp of? What are we doing here? And how marketable is this if everybody can create an amazing, we are now, it's gonna water down information. Already is, like, watered down homogenous information. It's terrifying.
I don't think it's going to water it down. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think what it does is, if you put your prompts in and you put your flavor in and you put your life experiences in, we are growing the knowledge of like who's got this going on. And you had two questions. One was about marketing. Marketing still comes down to who are we uniquely in ourselves and how are we presenting self. It's not about our information, it's about our characters. And I can't see you losing your character. You just keep putting it out there. So actually, a lot of people are not even willing to go out and take the risk to put it on the line and market it. So we won't have a crowded market, because there's not everybody who's willing to do what people in this group are doing, which is to put ourselves out there. But I hear you, the homogenization, but all this information that they're working from are all books and everything that's already been put in the system. And then there's a new system coming out called Ask ROI, which is only based on research. It's bringing in scientific research information and other large language models that we don't even have access to yet, except this company when it launches. And I just heard about that 2 days ago. So I hear the thing, but it's those of us who are still willing to be out there that are going to make it work for us.
We're on the front of the wave.
Yeah,
And
we
Yeah,
are
yeah.
on the way.
We're the
Yeah,
ones
I think,
content.
yes.
Actually, we're educating AI, the
Yes.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see this as being an enhancer rather than, an issue, because it's there whether you want it or not. It's in our lives. So, Omeka, you're the last one here.
It's all good. I can always be, last is first, and everything is now. So, yeah, I love it, and nobody's gonna take your hand and make you write whatever the fill-in part is. So, yeah, we are alone in that. I mean, we're living our lives. No one else is living our life, and that's a
Yes.
beautiful thing.
Yes.
Well, we can always shine whatever we're doing. So I've got my from Copilot, whatever, it was free. And I got my outline. It's great. It helped me a lot. But I've got to fill in, what I do with my mom and what the schedule is and how I feel about it and all that. So that no one else can fill that in like I can fill it in. Everybody could have the same
Exactly.
question and the same answer for outline, but I've got to do me. So
Yes. Love that,
thank y'all for
Omeka. So
presenting.
true.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we have Jane here. Jane will be presenting next week about the sun and moon sign of your birthday. So if you're interested in
absolutely.
having Jane I'm going to have Jane speak a little bit, but your birthday, she needs your birthday to help with the information more accurately next week. So Jane, go ahead and give your instruction for next week.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. This is tremendous being on this meeting, this call. What a great chat. And I'm going to be meeting with Marla today to follow up because I need more information on this. This will help me greatly. As an astrologer, yes, if you're interested, next week for the coffee chat, I will be presenting and going over where the sun and moon were positioned on the day, the time, and the place that you were born. And so if you happen to know your time of birth, along, of course, everyone knows their date of birth and place of birth, but send that to me I'll put it here in the chat. Jane is over the moon at Gmail. And yeah.
Jane,
Okay.
did you say Jane over the moon?
Jane is over the moon. Oops, there we go.
Jane is over the moon at gmail.com. So you need the birth date and the place of birth and the time,
Yes.
if possible.
Yeah, if you know the time or the approximate time, send that to me as well. It's great fun, but I will tell you, I've been studying astrology since I was 13, and it's a remarkable tool that I use and has helped me to navigate. It's not a religion, it's not a cult or anything, but there really is something to the positioning of the stars and sort of like as above, so below. So I'll say that much, but yeah.
Her
Okay,
readings
very-
are phenomenal. I've had some before, and nothing was as clear, concise, more points, more discoveries as hers. So,
Oh,
Jane,
Yeah.
Marla,
it's-
thank you.
you're a rock
And
star.
Jane, that's not an AI. That's a true compliment. We'll
Highly
post it.
recommended. Jane's readings, highly recommended.
I will
Thank you,
post it
Alma.
on the coffee chat, Jane's email, so you can email her your birth date, your place of birth, and possibly the time if you know it. Lisa, I see your hand.
I've gotten so much information today, and I'm wondering, is it possible to get a link to the recording after the meeting?
Yes, I always post it on the Women's Coffee Chat. Are you part of the chat? I need to add you if you're not.
Yeah, I might be. I'm too many irons in the fire and not tracking where they all are coming.
Okay,
But
I'll see
thank
if I
you.
can add you, Lisa. Is your name then Scrum Master Lisa on Facebook? No?
I will put it in the chat to you. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you again, everyone. Is there any last minute thing you want to say, or if you haven't had the turn or anything? Marla, this is so wonderful. What a great, so grateful for the information. Same thing with Angie last week. It's just kind of almost complimenting what Angie presented last week. This is such a great coffee chat. I'm telling you. I love it. And next week, looking forward to Jane's presentation. I'm going to turn it back to you, Marla, for a closing comment here. So, we can close this out.
Well, if you ever get stuck, you call me. If you ever think it's gonna get you down, then call me. It's like, I'm an adventurer. I've turned 76 in a month. And I gotta tell you that if I can do it, you can do it. So don't let anything get in your way. Just come clear it out with me.
We wouldn't know you're 76. You look just fabulous. Anyway, with that, come back next week for Jane's presentation, but have a great day, great week, great weekend, everyone, and see you next week. Bye-bye all.
Thank you.